Hello, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast brought to you by TVCaptive.com. I'm your host, Dom. With me, I have my co hosts, Mike.
Hi.
Hi. And, Omikins.
Hey.
How's it
Hi.
going?
Good.
I heard, heard you adopted a shark.
Yes.
Mhm.
Possibly a shark?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Janet. She's still being a shark?
No. I don't know.
No.
Her cat has been walking by the camera during the entire pre-show. And all you can see is the tail. All you can see is the tail. So, I'm convinced it's a shark.
Shark cat.
Yeah.
Shark cat.
So,
That's all we need.
it's my birthday.
We know.
But they don't.
If they watched us last night, they do.
Maybe. Was that the shark cat?
Yeah.
I just saw your screen. Yep. Screen just went black. It's just a fin. Yeah. So, I don't even know what episode this is. This is episode 13. I don't even know what the name is. I'm not prepared. I'm awful.
You are not prepared, sir.
Yeah. I totally spaced on this one. What episode was this? This was, let's see. Episode, there's, shark cats all over the place.
You can use... Oh my god, tail. You can use that picture I just linked you, Dom, for the next shark cat reference.
Oh, maybe. Episode 13, Crescent City. That's right, I remember now. So what do you guys think of this episode?
Good episode. Rebecca and Klaus find themselves into some shit.
Yeah,
Was that necessary?
she
Seriously?
is just power walking all over that desk.
Oh, God.
She's just going crazy.
Powerwalk kitty.
Yeah. So, you like this episode, Umi?
It was really good.
Yeah. A lot of stuff happened this episode.
A lot of stuff really did happen.
Is that cat walking by you now, Mike, or is that your hand?
No, that was my hand.
Oh, okay.
I was further from my camera.
Jeez. All right. So, last week we kind of had some speculation on when Papa Tunde died, and his corpse was the rather large and ominous chicken. But no, our I just thought that was funny when Elijah mentioned that. But we were speculating that what would happen when Papa Tunde died, if his power was going to go just dissipate, or if it was going to go back into the Harvest Girls. And the option that we kind of all we dismissed that it was going to go back to the girls. We just said the power was lost. It went into the earth or whatever. We didn't, but apparently that's not the case. What's her name? Monique popped out of the casket or the grave that she was in. She just burst out in the middle of the thing. What do you think was going through the people's minds when she just bursted out of the coffin like that?
It was part of the show.
I think a lot of people must have thought, oh my god, because they're taking a tour of the City of the Dead.
Yeah.
That must have been just some kind of goof they set up for the part of the show, like, City of the Dead, the bricks. It's like, you could tell the freshly laid bricks mean they, recently lost someone, and the bricks blast off, and, girl comes out of there coughing, and... Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But what do you think caused the energy to go from Papa Tunde back into Monique?
I think my running theory was that...
Go ahead.
So my running theory was that Celeste hijacked the whole harvest ritual. So she hijacked it and put the power into witches she wanted it to go into. And now that, those people are dying, one of them died off, the power went back to its rightful place, someone it should have been in the first place.
Yeah, initially, it was the girls who were sacrificed, so they were the intentional targets for the power to, come back to. So it probably just, reverse back to the most, I don't know, the first one they did. Was that Monique? Monique was the first one that they offed, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so as the new witches, the new elder witches, as the new revived ones, die, the girls will come back one by one.
Yeah. Oh, that caught me off guard. I know it was something we explored, but I dismissed it. I thought it was out of the realm of possibilities. I didn't expect it. Even though we said that there had to be some way for Davina to come back and all that, I didn't think that was going to be the way. So, I don't know. Kind of caught me off guard, which they don't typically do in TV shows. Or I should say TV shows typically don't do that to me. But, yeah, then we go into the church. It's the reopening of Father Kieran's church, and he ends up getting marked by Bastiana. And then later on, we see, to try to break the hex, curse, whatever you want to call it, Klaus decided that maybe he could override it with compulsion. Were you guys expecting that to work?
No.
No.
No, but it was a good try.
I mean, it's clever.
Original compulsion Klaus's compulsion can override can compulse, vampires. So, I mean, it would make sense, but it didn't work. Too bad.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the try. So, you guys mean to tell me in the whole 1,000 years that the originals have been alive, they haven't tried this before in the past? This was the first time that they've ever tried to reverse a curse or a hex through compulsion. Seems like a far stretch to me, but...
Maybe it's the first time they wanted to.
Yeah.
Could be.
Maybe Cole or Finn tried, but we don't know. They're dead.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They can't tell us.
I don't care about Finn, but Cole, I liked Cole. He was my favorite of the originals, after Klaus, of course. But, yeah. Then Rebecca and Marcel Marcel oversees Genevieve, and Rebecca and Marcel kind of have this discussion that Genevieve still has some unfinished business and some secrets regarding Marcel and Rebecca. Do you think this is kind of supporting our theory of resurrecting Michael?
Either resurrecting him or just bringing it to Klaus's attention that it was their fault that he found them in New Orleans in the first place. Yeah. It's not like, they were hiding extremely well. But then again, early 1900s, pre-internet, all that stuff. News still traveled, fairly quickly. It wasn't, the Dark Ages, but...
What's slower than snail mail? Because that's what it was.
Pony Express.
Carrier pigeons.
I don't know. Whatever.
Smoke signals.
But basically, news didn't get, wherever Michael was, somewhere in Europe, or who knows where the hell he was, news didn't reach him that they were in New Orleans. So for Klaus to find out that the whole reason he had to leave his home and was stuck in this predicament in the first place was Marcel and Rebecca's fault, he shit multiple bricks.
Yeah.
Bricks would start coming out of his ears. I mean, just... Yeah.
Yep.
He would not be a happy camper.
So then we see Father Kieran go into Cammie's bar, and he kind of announces the hex thing, and it's going to be the same way that her brother, snapped and went crazy and all that stuff. And Genevieve is there, and she clearly states to Cammie, and this is a direct quote, "Make sure it ends up in Klaus." Those were her words, right?
In his heart.
Make sure it ends up in Klaus Mikealson's heart. So it does not say Cammie has to stab Klaus. It just said make sure it ends up. So later on at the end of the episode, it is revealed through, I believe it is Bastiana, that talks to Cammie and says, you did not stab him, so the deal is off.
Yeah.
Why do you think the witches went back on their words?
Because they wanted... I don't know. They're being really bitchy-witchy right now.
I think they wanted Father Kieran to die regardless. Even if she did it herself, they would have probably been like, well, thank you. Too bad about your uncle, though.
Yeah, they spouted something about him working with evil, whether it was through through like his own being or because he was forced, he was still working with evil, so it was his own fault when he had to die.
Yep. So then we get to see the Crescent Moon werewolves. Finally, we get to see them out of wolf form. What was your opinion on like them and their whole reverse curse?
I find the reverse curse intriguing because, I mean, I think this is like the first time I've seen that sort of thing. Because it's usually, werewolves turn into wolves once a month, or in other, lores, they can turn whatever the fuck they want. But in this case, it's, once a month at the full moon for a few hours, they're people, and then they're wolves every other time. So is an interesting twist, and I liked it. I didn't expect there to be that many of them, to be brutally honest, because the way they made it seem like they were dying off, it was a lot of friggin' people.
I mean, I don't know. Procreation when you're a wolf versus a human.
Yeah, if they're stuck in wolf form, does that mean that if they get pregnant, they stay a wolf and they have a litter of like 6 to 10?
This is something I'm sure they've never thought of, and this is why people like us ask questions like that.
Yeah.
Is Haley going to have sextuplets?
Maybe.
She's having one baby, and it's a girl.
Hey.
I don't know. So we meet Jackson. He's one of the Crescent Moon werewolves. And apparently he was supposed to have an arranged marriage with Andrea, aka Haley. And then we also meet Oliver, who was totally hitting on my future ex-girlfriend, Rebecca. What do you think Rebecca even sees in this wolf boy?
He walked in shirtless, and he was handsome.
Shirtless? Everything less.
I thought he had shorts on.
No, he did not. He walked in ass hanging out and, he was saying hi. Yeah, he was saying hi in many different languages there.
He walked in his birthday suit and said hi.
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's my birthday.
Never mind. Anyway.
So, that got me thinking, how many love triangles are we going to see in this universe, right? We have Damon, Elena, Stefan. We have Damon, Catherine, Stefan. We have Jackson, Haley, and Elijah. We have Klaus, Haley, and Elijah. We have Klaus, Cammy, and Marcel. We have Oliver, Rebecca, and Marcel. We have Claire Holt, me, and Nina Dobrev. I mean, like, how many love triangles are we going to meet?
Many. I don't know. The series seems like it likes love triangles. Actually, the whole genre of, like, werewolf, vampire, supernatural romance sort of thing has a lot of love triangles.
Yeah.
I think it's the point where, vampires don't really give a shit. So they're going to go around and screw everyone they want to screw.
Yeah, they're not going to get any diseases from it that we know of. They don't care.
Hepatitis
They're immortal. Actually, in True Blood, they can catch hepatitis E, I think it is.
No, I thought it was D.
It's D.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. It's a form of hepatitis that, affects vampires.
I know.
But
just because I don't like the series doesn't mean that I don't know about it.
Oh, sorry.
I did read the Sookie Stackhouse novels, which were much better than the goddamn TV show.
So much better than the TV show.
Yeah.
So I've heard, although the first one kills off my absolute favorite character.
No spoilers. Spoilers.
The book.
I know, but no spoilers.
Shh.
But
if you haven't seen it by now.
That is why I didn't like the TV show, is because their character should have died. But anyway.
But he's the best.
I hate him.
I disagree.
So, anyway. Do you think Haley has an attraction to Jackson?
Maybe
I
not
think,
first.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not like an obvious attraction, but knowing that they were meant to be and that he's a wolf, I think there's a natural attraction there that just kind of clicks in her head. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think she's gonna have to work up to it. I was hoping her and Elijah would be, together, but this throws
Yeah.
another wrench into the pool.
But Elijah's all over the place.
Big splash.
Elijah has a thing for Catherine, then Elijah has a thing for Haley. Elijah now has Celeste back.
I don't think he wants anything to do with Celeste because of what she did to his family.
He kissed her, so he did to a point. And
then after
and then she's gonna manipulate him again, saying, "Your brother killed me. What choice did I have? Eye for an eye kind of thing." And she's gonna persuade him. I wouldn't completely count them out. He's not gonna be happy with her right now. But who's not to say 5-6 episodes from now he might change his mind? She's a manipulative little bitch. She's like Catherine. And you saw he was still falling for Catherine a century later. Or
I don't know.
1,000 years later.
Again, I don't know. Like Omi's saying, it's a tough one to call right now.
I mean, he loves his family, and all Catherine was doing was trying to run away to preserve herself, whereas Celeste is trying to kill everything. She probably even wants to kill Elijah because he is an original. He's part of that family. So, I mean, I don't think he actually has any grounds to love her again after that paralyzing kiss she gave him.
Maybe. I don't know. That was a powerful kiss. Is that what True Love's kiss does?
No.
No. Wrong series. Anyway, so instead of Cammy stabbing Klaus, which we kind of knew wasn't happening as soon as she handed the dagger over to Klaus, were you guys surprised she handed the dagger to Klaus? That seemed a little shocking to me. I didn't think she was gonna stab him, but I didn't think she was gonna give it to him.
I knew she wasn't gonna go through with it because she's not that type of person, but I didn't know she was gonna hand him the dagger.
Yeah, that wasn't expected. It wasn't shocking by any means, but it was unexpected. So it was a bit of a surprise. The not stabbing, I agree. Yeah, that was totally against her character. I doubted she was going to do that from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
but
and then Klaus carrying this dagger around with him, using it to threaten Monique and all that was a little careless on Klaus's part.
Yeah, I think the whole end there where he actually got stabbed was, up to that point, was all desperation because he really wanted to just claim, he wanted to win.
Yep.
Which is his means for desperation in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So he gets stabbed.
So so if he grabs the dagger, she stabs this at least 6-inch blade into Klaus, and then the blade starts getting sucked into his heart, and then the remaining 6 inches of the handle also go into his heart. So he's got this 1 foot dagger gets sucked into his heart, and then it just disappears. He's not even a foot wide.
I was just going to say that. I mean, the dagger's this long. I mean, if Klaus is really well built, from tip of shoulder blade to chest muscle, he's maybe 10 inches wide.
Yeah.
So the blade is longer than he is.
Yeah. Where did this thing go? Is it still in there, or did it dissolve?
The power probably just from the blade just kind of I don't know, made itself
fused
one with his just kind of dissipated into his heart, and the concentration of the power is in his heart now and causing him pain.
So what does this mean for him? How is he going to reverse this? How is he going to get the dagger out of him?
He's not.
He's not. He's probably gonna need some witchy powers. And I have a feeling that Davina's gonna come back, and it's gonna be Davina.
We still have to kill, 2 more?
Mm-hmm.
If the running theory is correct, then 3 more witches have to die because Davina was the last one sacrificed.
Celestial guy.
So that's the running theory, and that's correct. Then they all have Celeste, Bastiana, and Genevieve have to all die, and then Davina comes back. But I mean,
So
you think about it, the dagger dissolving was effective because now Klaus can't just grab it and pull it out, and nobody walking by can just be like, "Oh, look, a dagger, yank."
this is where I'm confused, though.
Yeah.
I thought she's been Celeste for a while.
She has been. She's been Celeste for about 3 months or something like that. And so, and they sacrificed 4 girls and only brought 3 elders back.
So where did the 4th go, or did Celeste just keep the 4th one's power for herself?
That is a good question.
Don't know.
That is a good question. I don't know. Because this has been bothering me the whole time, because we knew Celeste was there. She did the ritual. She brought them back, and then we only saw 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, where is the 4th girl, which would be Davina?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe she's her own entity.
And they even said that they kind of realized with Papa Tunde dying that this is what brought Monique back. So their goal was to kill these witches to get Davina back. So if they kill these other 2 witches, that's probably when this is going to become a thing, where's Davina's power? So
yeah.
I think we stumbled across a storyline that not many people are thinking about right now.
Maybe, perhaps, yes.
I don't know, because that just kind of caught me by surprise. I didn't even think of that until right now, so I don't know. So Elijah was weakened, and he had a choice to bring only Klaus, Rebecca, or Haley back. Mm-hmm. And Elijah, as we all know, is so family orientated. Like, he has been there. Everything he does is for his family. Yet he chose Haley.
Haley is kind of his family now. Mm-hmm. She is carrying his niece. So by association, she is family now.
Yeah, see, with the saving Haley, Klaus, Gem. Elijah got 2 people saved, Haley and her baby, Elijah's niece. Also, out of the 3 of them, Klaus, Rebecca, and Haley, Haley's the most frail.
Yeah.
She's a werewolf. There's no werewolves are not immortal. They're not hard, by supernatural means, supernatural beings go, they're not difficult to kill. So I think Klaus probably weighed that in his mind and realized that my brother is an original. He's also a hybrid. And my sister's an original. There's currently no way that they have possessed to kill them. Whereas Haley, they could just stab her, shoot her, throw her off a cliff. They could kill her.
But then not only did he save Haley, but he also saved Jackson.
Yes.
And Elijah doesn't know what Jackson's role is in all this. So how do you think Elijah's going to react when he finds out that Jackson is her prearranged marriage, so to speak?
I don't think he's going to like it, but because I think Haley's gonna, say, well, yeah, okay, that was a thing, but I don't like that shit. I like you. He might, calm him down, but it's still gonna be a thing in the back of his head.
Yeah. So where Elijah kind of takes on this menacing role, like we have not seen this side of Elijah in a long time. Mm-hmm. He seems a lot more threatening than Klaus has been. Other than when Klaus snapped and went werewolf. But just in general, when Klaus was trying to take the quarterback from Marcel, he didn't seem as threatening as Elijah did right then and there. Like, he got real serious. He started throwing them across the room.
Yeah.
And he stated that all the witches were going to die. He's going to kill them all.
Well, I think that's the
family man.
He keeps all that rage and stuff like really cooped up, and he's the nice brother.
He is.
He's logical
respectable,
and he's respectable, honorable. And he's all of that. And then now that someone's decided to play around and pull things away from him that he loves the most, he wants to fight and he wants to get it back. So if killing all the witches is the way to get it done, he's gonna do it.
Also, this is the whole, we were just saying, oh, he's a family guy. Yeah, he's a oh God, he's a family man. You know, why would he save Haley? Well, this is the family man coming out. They fucked with his family, so now he's just going pure rage mode.
Well, you started off saying he was the family guy, so which one is he? Is he Peter Griffin? Is he Stewie? Is he Brian? Chris?
He's Seth MacFarlane.
He's all the things. All of them.
Shut up, Meg.
Ooh.
Come on. I set you up for that one so well. Look at that face.
I'm just going to sit back and watch the bloodbath and eat popcorn when it happens.
Yes.
Just be like,
Her whole face, the whole expression just changed. It was great.
And see, you can get away with that. If I told her, shut up, Meg, she'd come in here and beat the shit out of me live on camera.
Well, part of that is she can't do that to me.
No, you're correct. She can't
She's not going to travel 2 hours. By the time she gets here, the podcast will be over.
By the time she figures out how to get there by public transit and then actually does it and gets there.
Yeah, it'll be time to record the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. So, where do you guys think Klaus and Rebecca are currently? We hear that Bastiana has Klaus, but we don't know where. And Rebecca, last we knew, she was mauled by werewolves and she had bite marks all over her.
Yeah.
So she's probably going to hallucinate and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, she'll, obviously Elijah will find her. I mean, I'm pretty sure Haley can smell her. Elijah can smell her. They'll find Rebecca soon. There's all of that.
Well, do they even have any witches on their side anymore?
No.
No, because as we're about to get into, Sophie dies at the end of the episode.
I don't know. She looks bloody, but I don't know if you see her last breath and stuff. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of
I'm not ruling it out either, but we'll get into that in a minute. But as it seems, they don't have any witches on their side right now. Davina's gone. Sophie's gone. What's her face is Celeste now. They don't have any friendly witches.
Right.
So
maybe, oh no, Bonnie's just the anchor now. She's not a freaking witch. Darn. I was gonna say maybe there's another crossover coming if Bonnie comes over.
We don't know if Bonnie still has witch powers as the anchor. We haven't seen anything one way or the other yet, so we don't know for sure.
Yeah, that has been addressed.
Yep.
So
yeah, I don't know. So Klaus could be anywhere for all we know. He could be locked up in the... I wouldn't say he's in the cemetery because Elijah has access to get into the cemetery. He was invited in. Marcel obviously has access. He must have been invited in at some point because he was able to get in for the harvest. We've seen Rebecca in there, so that would not be a good hiding place. But I don't know. I have no clue where Rebecca... She could just be tied up in the woods for all we know.
Yeah, you're right.
Somewhere.
Well, they said the bayou, the swamp, and all that is huge. So
yeah,
they had plenty of places for them to hide her.
I mean, my theory, just going off on a whim here, Oliver took her away. Found and
yeah,
well,
brought her back to the wolf's den. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. It was the group of them that did it, so Oliver knows where she is.
No, it was not that group. They were still at the party when this was going on. It was not the Crescent Moon, because they were wolves at the time. And the Crescent Moon werewolves were not wolves. So this was the other faction of werewolves that are out there.
Well, they're all working together and they're all wolves, so they're the same thing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, because there's the group of wolves that were in the church.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So.
It's just they're working together because the witches told them. So I mean, it's the group of them. By group, I mean werewolves.
Right. Well, I believe it's two different factions. I don't know 100%. I don't know for sure if those two factions of werewolves are working in tangent.
Yeah, it was mentioned they're two families.
Well, I mean, there's I think Haley mentioned something about
But don't forget the werewolves.
Josh taking the message to Eve, which is one of the werewolves, which is she wanted to pass it to her family.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like Eve's faction, or relations with the Crescent.
Yeah,
together.
because the Crescent, and they're aligned with Haley. They're aligned with Rebecca to a degree, because Rebecca was pretty much hosting the party with Haley. And then the other faction that were staying in the church, they know they were being taken care of by Klaus. He's bringing them canned food and stuff like that. So I don't see them being against the originals at all. So I definitely, that's my bet on where Rebecca went. I don't think the witches got her. I don't know. This could even be a third faction of werewolves that we don't know about.
Sounds like it'd be more likely that it's a third faction.
Yeah. I don't know. If not, they were cursed again, or some kind of spell put on them, because they wouldn't just turn on... unless they were promised that the curse would be reversed or something. I don't know. Because because the Crescent Moon were in... human form, that means the other faction was in wolf form.
Yes.
So I don't know. So then we saw Sophie. She spent, since this series started, she's been trying to help Monique. She wanted Monique back from the dead. She was doing everything she could to resurrect her, save her. She originally tried to stop the harvest. Then, when she found out the harvest would resurrect her, she changed her mind. She went through with the harvest. And through this whole episode, she's trying to protect Monique. She wants her not to be a witch, get out of the town, and she's doing everything she could. And then Monique turns on her.
What a little ungrateful bitch.
I don't think she's being ungrateful. I think she's brainwashed.
Yeah. I definitely think that's the case. Do you guys think we've seen the last of Sophie? I know Umi kind of already went into she does not, but...
I don't know. I don't think she's done.
I don't think she's done, but then it's 50-50 for me at this point. We've seen so many ways that people could be brought back in this, series, universe, that...
I don't know. I think in some sort of... Maybe Josh will stumble across Sophie and be like, "Here, have some blood."
Yeah, even that, that's a good one.
Brainwashed. It's possible just as simple as a vampire blood transfusion thing going on. Any vampire could be like, "Oh, I remember you. I think we might need your help. So you know what? Here." Sounds good.
Yeah.
Like, here, have a drink.
Have a drink.
Have a drink. Yeah.
Glug, 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 glug.
But, so you think the witches are going to turn all the girls as they're resurrected one by one on their family and friends? You think they're going to brainwash them all?
I think that's...
probably their intention.
That's probably the intention, to get, the power on their side, on the witches' side, so that the originals can be knocked out. But I think it's going to start... as the more the girls start coming back, it's going to get weaker and weaker and weaker, and they're not going to be able to keep this up. And once it gets to Davina's going to be like, "You witches?"
Fuck no.
Yeah, I don't know. So, next week... No, not next week. We don't come back until February 25th.
Ooh, another break.
So that is 1, 2, 3 weeks. 3-week break. And the originals will be back with the episode Long Way Back from Hell. Rebecca's past catches up with her. When Rebecca finds herself locked up in the sanatorium, they're different. In the sanatorium... The sanatoriums are usually seaside, I believe. So I think that's one of the major differences between them. Could be wrong. I don't know. I know we have a local abandoned sanatorium, and it's by a seaside, and it's very interesting. It's kind of eerie in there. You're not supposed to go in there, but... Not that I've been in there.
Oh, yeah, sure, whatever.
But, it's where she worked in 1919. She realizes a witch named Genevieve is back to seek revenge, to reveal dark secrets that would destroy Rebecca if exposed. Okay, so werewolves didn't get to Rebecca. That kind of debunks that theory right now. She's locked up there. It says, a distraught Elijah turns to Marcel and Haley for help when one of his decisions puts Klaus and Rebecca's lives in danger. I think the only decision was what just happened last week. I don't think it's a new decision. With time working against them, Marcel realizes he may hold valuable information that could lead them to Rebecca and Klaus, but revealing it would almost certainly result in deadly consequences. I think this 100% supports our theory that Marcel had everything to do with Michael coming back to hunt them 100 years ago in New Orleans to scare them out. And this is how he rose to power. I think that's going to explain that whole story. Makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So.
Oh boy.
Don't know. So, what do you guys think of this 3-week break?
Olympics.
No, it's not the Olympics. That's a bullshit excuse.
This is on the CW. So
Yeah. I don't know. I think...
It's not like the CW is going to be airing Olympics.
No, it's not. But I just think that's... It's a blanket excuse, and I know it's bullshit and all that stuff, but I think that's why a lot of networks are taking breaks right now. Obviously, why NBC would be taking a break.
It's kind of like the middle of the season, and they want to extend it until their, spring season starts up, which will be April, May.
Right.
So, I'm sure the Olympics have a little bit to do with it, but it's not the reason why every show is coming off the air right now.
No, it's probably coincidental.
It is that it's coincidental. Like I said, they want to extend it to the end of which is the fall winter season, which they want to extend it to the spring season. So they have 10 weeks until it actually comes about. So they want to make sure that they can fit it in.
Now, let me ask you guys this, because this is a discussion we were having on our, I believe it was our post show. It was just recently. It wasn't during any of our podcasts, but I think actually we didn't discuss it. I think it was an article I read. How Once Upon a Time in Wonderland is kind of hurting on the ratings right now, and there's a very good chance that it's not going to get renewed. I know that's ABC show. It's not originals, but they said that the thing that they feel they did wrong with it was, instead of airing it alongside of Once Upon a Time, they felt like during the whole winter break and the downtime that they should have been airing it in those gaps. Do you think the original should have been a fall TV series, or do you think this should have been something that airs when the Vampire Diaries was on break?
See, the originals and the Vampire Diaries, they work well in parallel. They work well a couple days apart at the same time, because they are the same. They're basically the same. They are the same timeline. They're just at different places, and you do get the random crossovers and references and stuff, and they do work well together. Whereas Wonderland and Once Upon a Time, just a regular Once Upon a Time, they are completely different shows.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
they're set in the same universe. There's a little bit of crossover.
Universe.
You'll see some stuff, like a character will be in the background, but you don't know where to place it in the timeline.
No.
And
So
they're not giving you any hints, really.
No.
Right.
No. It just seems like they are completely different shows. So either placing it on Wonderland alongside airing it on Sundays with Once Upon a Time.
They are at Thursdays, I believe.
Yeah, they were Thursdays. Well, I mean, Once Upon a Time, like regular Once Upon a Time, is Sundays, isn't it?
Yes, but Wonderland is Thursday.
If they would have made Wonderland on Sundays and played it along with, or played it during the break, it definitely would have got a lot more views. Because, I don't know, Thursday just seems to, during the week, there's a lot of other networks and other popular TV shows that can be watched that actually have a following already.
Yeah.
So it probably would have been better if Wonderland would have been on Sunday.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
So you don't think originals would be nearly as good as it is currently if it aired after Vampire Diaries?
I don't know.
If this was a spring-summer show?
I think that it would have been, for me personally, it would have been harder to follow along as far as the references go, because if I watch the Vampire Diaries first, and I see Klaus and Rebecca come out of nowhere, and I'm like, where'd they come from. I thought they were gone, and then I see originals, and I'm like, oh, well, this would have helped me like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for them to be together.
Yeah.
It makes crossover a lot easier.
Yeah. I definitely like the dynamic of it. I wish more shows following this route would copy Vampire Diaries and originals. Maybe that's the way the Supernatural spinoff is going to go because it's on the same network.
Just gonna say that.
But I could kind of see that one going the other way because I don't see room for very many crossover.
I don't see room for crossover.
Supernatural is a road show. It's always in a different location. And Supernatural Tribes, their spinoff next season, is going to take place in Chicago. It's stationary. So that doesn't lead very, very much room for crossovers to happen. Not to say they won't, but it's not going to be a common occurrence by any means.
Yeah, it's not like Sam and Dean can't find their way to Chicago every now and then.
So Supernatural, it might be weird. I don't know how they're going to work that. I don't know if they're going to run it during the same fall schedule or if they're going to run it between. We'll see. I could see that show doing well either way, though. But yeah, I do agree with you guys. I think Originals is best to air alongside the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
So I think that about does it. You guys have any thing else you want to throw in?
No, I don't really. I think we covered it all.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mike, where can the people find you?
Twitter. On Twitter, at Thilladren, Thilladren. You said last night I'm getting fat at saying it. One day I'm just like, they can find me on Twitter at that.
And if we slow it down, it'll actually say each letter word for word.
Because I'm a wizard.
Letter for letter?
No, word for word. Trust me. Omikins, where can the people find you and your shark cat?
They can find us on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
You can find me on twitter.com/Phenomadom, PHENOMEDOM, and you could find the whole As Seen on TV podcast crew at Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google+, Gmail, /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. See you guys in 3 weeks.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
I'm a president?
No.
I'm the president of the world.
You're the president of TV Captive.
Ooh.
Ooh. El Presidente.
El Dente?
Don't eat me.